Alright, hey guys, Blazing Wings here again. Um, gonna play some Risk of Rain, this time on PS4. But this video I wanted to make for a little bit. This video is going to be a little bit more important than the other runs I've made because this is the video where I want to talk about why I started streaming. And there are a lot of reasons, like uh, just I like gaming, and I'm able to put out anything I do that's cool or interesting out for other people to see. But the main reason I want to record and share my voice is it stems back from something that I saw a long time ago. I saw I saw a video. It was just something that I think I walked by my living room when I was younger. Something that when I first heard it, I didn't think too much about. But there was a guy uh, on the screen who was asking a question. And, well, he was making a statement, he was asking a question. And his question was how. The statement was that everybody sees the world differently. Everybody perceives the world differently. I can't remember his exact words. I just know that the question he asked next stuck with me for a long time. Actually, when I first heard it, I didn't think anything of it. Uh, but it ended up popping back into my mind later. This was years ago, too. But his question was, how do you perceive the world? In your mind's eye, how do you see the world? And I didn't have an answer for that. And at the time, I didn't care. I didn't need an answer for that. I was, I think at the time, like 15, and I was just going through life, so I was just going to school. I didn't need to perceive the world in any way, shape, or form. But later, not years later, that year, if it was years later, I probably wouldn't have even remembered the video. But I was sitting down and didn't really have anything to do, and I was just kind of. You ever just sit down with your thoughts for a bit? That's all I was doing. I was just sitting there with my thoughts. And that question popped into my mind. How do you perceive the world in your mind's eye? And I asked myself that. I was like, how do I perceive the world? And I just had never thought about it before. It never really mattered to me how I saw the world. But now that the question was in my mind and sitting there, I felt like I had to have an answer for it. And if I didn't have an answer for it, I had to make one. And the words he used when he said mind's eye, like that's an important detail to think about. Your mind's eye, how are you seeing the world? That that question, it it was just there, and it took hours of me browsing on my phone, but not really getting into anything because I was just so stuck on that question. And whenever I close my eyes and think about it, I saw nothing. Like, I saw nothing. I never cared how I saw the world. It wasn't a big deal. It wasn't anything. But I wanted to have an answer. I was stubborn. I wanted to have an answer. And so, well, I was seeing nothing. And so I was like, maybe that's my answer. I see the world as the void. A void. The world is a void. And I kind of like that. The world being a void. Because a void is both everything and nothing. And that was a cool way to see the world, at least to my 15-year-old self, and honestly to myself now, it's still a cool way to see the world. But perceptions change, and they're always changing. So I thought, is that how I want to see the world? Do I want to see it as a void, or do I want it to be something? And I wanted to think about how I affect this world that I see, which is a void. How do I affect a void? So I thought about, what could I make the void? And at the time, I was like, well, there are billions of people in the world. Billions of people in the world. And every day I only talk to a couple. At the time, whether it was classmates or family members or friends, it's all I talked to. Those were the only people I met in the void. And so I thought, in some way, shape, or form, I've had to affect them. And that's... in affecting them, the idea that I can affect anyone, that's amazing. And so I thought, I want to show that in my perception of the world. And I know that's not really how the question was to be taken, I think. It wasn't really for me to create a perception, it was more me to just think of how I did perceive it. But I liked what I was doing. I liked where my brain was going with this, because my mind wanders a lot. But this was an awesome thought. And so I wanted to perceive how I affected people in this mind's eye, in this huge void I see when I think about the world. And I thought, anybody that has heard my voice, and not really just heard my voice like as in hearing it, but anybody who's like been affected by my voice in any way, shape, or form, like just I said something that made somebody stop for a second and go, oh, or huh. Like, any time that I did that, I wanted to see it as a light in the void. And when I had that thought, and I tried applying it to my perception, which is a really weird thing to say, because obviously perceptions can change, but you're not supposed to do it. It's not supposed to go like that. At least I don't think it's supposed to go like that. But so when I looked into the void again, there were now like not a lot, just a bunch. Oh, several. I'll say several. There was like a small amount of lights in the void now. And like for me, that was family members or classmates that I had spoken to. Just the idea that obviously I don't know who's been affected by my voice, but I know that in some way, shape, or form I've had to have hit somebody. And this idea was really amazing to me. And so I wanted to keep that. And for a long time, it was just, that was a cool idea I had. and I didn't go anywhere with it. It was just a background thought. A cool little background thought. And it lasted for a long time. I mean, it's still, I still think about it. And well, somebody asked me, because I like video games so much, if I'd ever stream. And I thought, I'm socially awkward. I'm really socially awkward. I don't talk to people very often. So the idea of putting my voice out there was crazy. Why would I do that? That sounds terrifying. And but then I thought about, again, I perceive the world as this void, and anybody I've affected is like a light in the void. And I was like, well, going off that thought, just that thought, I wanted to reach more people, affect more people, create more lights in the void. I was greedy. That is the best way to say it. I was greedy. I wanted more of these lights that only I could see. And this medium is an amazing way to just put my voice out there. And maybe get more lights, which is still like just a weird idea. Like, this is just my brain. My brain is weird, but everybody's brain is weird in its own way. Everybody's weird in their own way. But this was my thing. I want to light up this void that I see. And so when I thought about streaming, because I love gaming. Gaming's so much fun. When I thought about streaming, and I really thought about it, well, streaming or recording, like I'm doing now, you know that you've reached somebody when you do this, when they like a video, or they leave a comment, or even just view it. In some way, shape, or form, they stopped, saw maybe the thumbnail, or the title of the video, and they went like, huh, I'll look at this. Or maybe it auto-played on your YouTube, because who knows. But, so, putting this out there, any views that I get, that, to me, that's another light added to the void. And I'm not like I'm not trying to get philosophical. I'm not trying to be deep or anything like that. That's just the biggest reason that for a long time, because I had the idea to start streaming when I was 18. I'm 20 now. So 2 years ago, I had the idea to like broadcast, because being able to stream is a way to throw your voice out into this void. The normal way, with what we have, with what I was doing, was just was like using a megaphone. And then this is like using a broadcast tower in comparison. And like I said, I'm greedy. I want to fill this void with lights. Because the idea that that's even possible, that I can reach that many people to change any sort of my own perception, is just incredible. And so, and for a long time, and I know some people will hear that. Well, I don't know. Some people will hear this. My videos might not even get watched, but that's fine too. Because even meeting people day to day, like coworkers, or uh, you can still affect people. This is just a different medium to do it, a stronger medium to do it. Um, if if anybody watches these, it'll be it'll be incredible to me. Like the videos that I released earlier, I have 2 or 3 views, and that in itself, like that already made me feel like I've done something, I've accomplished something. It might be small, but it's still there. And in a way, it also makes me feel like I'm more there. I'm less of just I'm how do I want to say that? Because an idea is the wrong word. I'm less unknown. I'm less of the void myself. That's how I'll put it. I'm less the void myself. And that's that's awesome. I mean, I don't have a better word for it. It's just cool. And well, that that's that is the biggest reason why I wanted to start recording and streaming. And I don't know if I'll talk about it more. It's just an idea that's been stuck in my head for a long time. Hell, I never even talked to anybody about it, because not because it felt ridiculous, just because it didn't feel important. I've never had the question actually asked to me. I just saw it in a video when I was younger, and it just made me go, huh. Uh, and I know I didn't put it exactly how I wanted to. Just I'm bad with words. Socially awkward. I'm bad with words. Uh, and hopefully streaming will make me better with words too, because God knows I need it. But that is probably my biggest reason for starting to stream. Other reasons are I have a lot. I mean, gaming's fun. Uh, hanging out with friends is fun. The idea that the jokes we made are captured uh, forever when we do this, or just just times that we've had together are captured forever, for as long as YouTube's a thing anyway. And even if I don't end up streaming forever, well, not forever, even if I don't end up streaming for the year, uh, I'm still doing something, and that's just awesome. And that's really and all of those and just those reasons alone. I mean, that was enough to make me immediately want to. But I didn't. I'm not adventurous. I'm not an adventurous person. Um, and I have talked to one person about my perception, and continuing to call it perception is strange because it's just it doesn't feel right, but that's the word I have. But I talked to one of my friends at high school, and I won't use their name just because, like, I feel like I don't have permission. Uh, and it was around the time that I like came up with my answer for it, and they asked me a question that it's a fair question. Uh, why did that make uh sorry, I can't remember the exact words they used. I just know the idea of it. But if you want to reach more people, why not like travel? Why didn't that make you want to travel? And my reason is because I never wanted to travel. I like the comfort of my home, and and probably it's a bit of like fear, like again, it's a void, it's a vast unknown. The idea of sending my voice out is cool. The idea of traveling is not as cool. It's more terrifying than anything else. So that I feel like releasing this. If somebody's will ever ask that question, I can answer it here a little bit. But travel's never been something I've wanted to do. Traveling. That's not to say I'll always say no to traveling. Like, I've gone. I live in Michigan, but I've gone to Florida, and it was cool. And but that's all I've done actually. I've only gone to Florida. I haven't gone anywhere else. And maybe going to a different country at some point will be cool as well, like Japan or something like that. And I do actually want to go to Japan at some point because my brother is going to be moving there, and I want to visit him there. Well, he plans on it. It's kind of everybody's plans for travel and stuff like that have been kind of shifted around due to the coronavirus, but he plans on going there. He's already put in a job application, and before all the shutdowns and stuff happened, they were getting ready to accept him, so he still has a fair chance of going. But that wasn't how how I wanted to change my perception. I didn't want to do it by traveling. I wanted to do it by putting my voice out. And it doesn't need to be put out in like a my opinions or anything. It can be put out by just words themselves, just funny things I say. If I say anything funny, I'm super awkward right now, but words I can say, or ideas I can put out, or just me and my friend talking to each other. But I can still get those lights in any way. But I was trying to say a while ago, other reasons I wanted to stream were just, it's a way to meet, not only to like reach people, but also to meet people. Like I've tried the online talking sites and stuff like that, and it's just, it feels like there's a huge wall in between you. But with this type of uh, meeting people. Like, you have to cooperate. You have to work together. So, when you work together, even if it's minor, a bond of some sort is formed. So meeting people like this just feels stronger than those 2-minute video chats that you do on your phone that you never talk to each other again. Hopefully this way I can meet people who I can play with or talk to, and just because in all honesty, again, I will reiterate this a lot, I am socially awkward. So my friends list is just small. Matt is my best friend. Met him in 7th grade, and we became fast friends. And before him, I didn't really have a close friend. He was the first close friend. And then soon after him, I made another friend. Won't say their name again. I can say Matt's because I feel comfortable saying Matt's because we've already recorded and posted a video together. So, but with other people, just I know I'm not releasing anything like details about them, like their name or anything like that, but still always possible for somebody to find out who they are just by knowing who I am. So I'll try and release names very rarely. I know I'm gonna slip up a lot. I don't think before I speak a lot, so I'll slip up, and I know I will. I'll definitely try not to say last names, because that can get you in trouble. But everybody, all the streamers that I've watched, and I've watched streamers for a long time. Again, that's another big reason why I wanted to stream myself, is just because they've given me so much laughter, joy, and just they've made me think. Like, if they perceive the world how I did, I'm a light in a lot of them. But a lot of streamers talk about how they meet people all the time who they become friends with and become important to them. And I want that, and I think a lot of people in some way want to know more people, to have more people that rely on isn't really the word I'm looking for, but just that they can, even if you're talking to somebody who's not really paying attention, you're releasing your thoughts, and keeping them trapped in your mind is both, it's good and bad. But releasing them, I feel like that's only good, unless of course it's a thought that makes you shudder, because everybody has those too, and sometimes keeping those inside is better because they're just too much. They're too much. So I hope to meet people doing this. Just make friends. And I know that's dorky to say, but hey, I'm a dork. It's a huge part of who I am. I'm a crazy dork. And I think that's really all I have to say on this topic. And forgive me if I'm stuttering around stuff a lot. I just got out of work an hour ago. And, but this video idea has been running around my head ever since I made the first one with Matt. Which was only 2 days ago, so, but I knew I'd want to post this video at some point, and while I was at work today, it just kept swinging around my head, because I work at a factory, so I'm just standing still all day at a station, putting pieces together and sending them down the line, so like it doesn't require a lot of concentration and forethought, so I can let my mind wander a little bit while I'm at work. So 10 hours of standing there. I already knew I wanted to do this video, but I just had all this time to think about what I wanted to say and how I wanted to put it, and I'm still putting it terrible. But just saying it right now, just knowing that I'm going to upload this, and this thought of mine that I've had for years, other people will be able to hear it, and maybe I'll affect someone with it, and that'll be cool. Unless I affect them negatively, then my apologies. But even negative views, comments, dislikes on videos, anything like that, even that, those are still lights. I've still affected someone. Maybe not as I've wanted to, but that's okay. I mean, not everything's positive, and that's okay. There has to be negatives, or else we wouldn't appreciate the positives. Now, if I only get negative, then I'll be a little bit sad in that case. Doesn't mean try and make me sad, people. Don't do that. I like being happy. Being happy is fun. But if I can affect someone in a positive way, and again, negative possibility, hopefully not, but possibility, I'll feel accomplished, and I'm greedy, and I'll know I'll want more. I'm a greedy person. I've known that about myself forever. And yeah, I think I'll end that topic right there, because I've said all I want to say, and of course I wanted to end it with me saying that I'm greedy, because I want you guys to know who I am. I'm a greedy bitch. And but now I'll focus more on the game. And I'm honestly kind of surprised I've survived as long as I have playing right now, because I'm really not focused on it. I've been focused on what I'm saying. And I also realized recently that I said at some point that I want to make funny videos, but my humor comes from interaction. I do a lot of sarcasm, and I do a lot of sarcasm and situational humor. So that might not come up a lot in solo gameplays, and I plan on doing a lot of solo gameplays. So my humor might not shine through a lot, which is sad, because I consider myself a funny guy, which is arrogant to say, but hey, that's another thing about me. I'm arrogant. Hopefully not in a terrible way, but I know that I am in some way. I'm not having good luck with these trance shrines. Have you guys been seeing that? They don't like me right now. Been spending a lot of money on them. Damn trance shrines, give me the gold. Well, no, give me the item, I give you the gold. Apparently all of my gold. But yeah, hopefully me talking for 30 minutes about why I wanted to stream might answer some questions for, and I'll make this video my my feature video on YouTube. If I knew how to upload from my PlayStation to Twitch, I'd probably make it my Twitch video as well, but I don't, and hopefully I'll figure that out soon because I want to do a lot of streaming on both platforms, and I also want to upload a lot of videos to both platforms. This will be the only video that happens this morning, and it probably won't even be uploaded until noon today or maybe later. And you guys will notice that my videos are not edited, and they probably won't be for a while. I don't have the dedication yet to edit my videos, and I probably won't until I'm seeing that I'm getting views. And I know that I'm actually going to get less views from the fact that I don't edit my videos. But, like I said, the amount of views I get isn't what I'm trying for. I'm trying to affect who views. So I'm not super trying to attract people to the channel. If people do get attracted to the channel, that's awesome. That's cool. Like, but I've looked at the YouTube videos I've uploaded. I haven't even chosen thumbnails for most of them that are good. It's just a random part of the video. And I looked at it for a couple seconds. I'm like, I could take a couple minutes and change that, and I didn't. And I'm sure, I hope at some point I go back and do that. But it's not top priority. And anyway. But yeah, there's the why. And I don't know how many times I've said it. I know I've said it a lot, but hopefully I can actually stop. That's what I'll say on the topic. So now stuff about what I've been doing. So I don't know if anybody knows this. Well, a lot of people probably know this, but when you record a video on PlayStation, it gives you a time limit that you have to choose, but you can only go up to an hour of recording in a row. And if I want to get good at this game, there's going to be moments where I play and I actually make it past the hour mark. And if I do that, the recording's going to stop. And so, if I'm not paying attention, because I don't have a timer, I'd actually have to go into the video share settings and check it. The video might end abruptly. I'll stumble over my words a lot too. You'll notice that I used to have a stutter, and I used to have a lisp. And they do shine through often. But I took classes in middle school that helped a lot with getting rid of them. But they're still... that doesn't mean they're gone. It just means that they're lessened to a degree. They're lessened to a degree. I hate these enemies because they have that healing ability that drags people in. And if I get hit by that, my character doesn't really have a quick getaway move. Because most characters in this have that kind of... Yeah, see, they're going to do it right now. Oh, and I can't. Yeah, okay. But if I'm close to them at all, it just will not work. So, there we go. Now they're stopped. So I have to wait for them to... I have to wait for it to stop, which just allows them to heal. I'm trying to figure out a way to avoid that with this character. But I really cannot be close to them at all when they do that, or else I will just die. And it's gotten me killed with this character several times, just these bosses. So I've learned to, whenever I hit them when they get to low health, to back away really quickly, because it does take them just a couple seconds, not very many, to get it started. Yes, the ukulele is a really good weapon with this character, because this character, his best move is that charge up. It's the charge up punch. And if you can get a row of enemies, and you go through them, while you have the leeching seed and the ukulele together, you can. Oh look, a boss immediately. Hello. All that damage done by the ukulele and the all the damage done by the initial punch and the ukulele AoE damage, just the travel effect, will heal you. And going through people with that punch is dangerous, because you're right in their line of sight. You're right up next to them. So they can just hit you immediately. So if you're not healing while you're doing that, and I don't have the Leeching Seed right now. Oh, wow, 2 bosses. Damn. The Magma boss is a really strange boss to fight with this character, because you can't shoot him. You don't have a shoot ability. And not having a shoot ability, it's really hard to fight. Oh, the more ukuleles I get, the better. Not having shoot ability, really bad with this boss, because he's traveling really fast. So, if you can't hit him, how do you kill him? AoE, that's how you kill him. AoE. Here, get close, get close, get close. Where are you gonna appear? Oh, there. Come on, come to me, come to me. No, where are you going? Maybe I'll just ignore him. Yeah, I'll just ignore him now. I really like this character, even though melee isn't typically my style. But with this character, the charge up punch is just amazing to me. I love it. I love it a lot. Especially if you can get a lot of AoE moves with it, because such as the explosion damage, because the ukuleles and the explosion damage will tie together. You can actually end up hitting one enemy, and the travel, the explosions, all of that will merge together to end up doing thousands of damage in one punch to multiple enemies when you only tapped one of them. But the explosive damage item is hard to find. But one that's not so hard to find is explode on kill. So if you kill them and they explode, that was probably a bad idea, but I needed the money. If you kill them on a punch or something, and then they explode, that could still cause the ukuleles to activate. It could still cause that chain effect. Oh, look, the Will-O-Wisp. I'm pretty sure that's the one I was just talking about. Detonate enemies on kill. Now, if I can just... The explosion happens, and yeah, that chain damage right there. If I can get more Will-O-Wisp, it'll look better, but it just... it didn't do it that time, because the ukulele is still it's a chance effect. Oh, I thought an item. There are some kill and a item will drop. They're super rare, not the enemies, because it's a random drop from the enemies. But it's such a rare drop. But I got one that made it so all damage I did caused a burning effect. And I got it with this character, actually. Yeah, I have 3 jumps now. I got it with this character, and it was a game. I must have killed the magma worm at that point. AoE, you don't even know when it happens. But yeah, the biggest downfall about this character is how close you have to get. Because there are enemies that will like, oh no, that's actually how you unlock this character. This boss right here. You kill this boss and you unlock this character. I don't want to fight him. He's actually pretty hard to fight. I got him by luck, really. He was really far away, and I was playing a character that had a bunch. I was playing the original character, and his range damage with all the effects I had him at on the time, it just made him really easy. Wait, do I have to? Oh, magma worms. Aha. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I have 2 boss screens going on. Hopefully I can get these magma worms without getting really affected by that boss. Because he does have some really high damaging moves. Oh gosh. Also, when you do damage with this character, with certain moves of his flying punch and his regular punch, you will gain a temporary shield. That temporary shield effect is really, really crucial to survival. Because it'll save you. It will save you a lot. Yeah, he's not doing his high damaging moves yet. He doesn't really do them until he's at lower health. Well, no, his moves are high damage. He's not doing the ones that strike the most. I think... Did Burm die? Oh, he did. No, he didn't. Where'd he go? There he is. Yeah, that's the annoyance about using this character when it's a magma worm, is that you just can't hit him. I hit him then. I had no AoE to help me though. Oh, there we go. I think I got him. Yep, I got him. That's the game. And I could try killing the warship. It'll get me a lot of money. But it's gonna take a lot of time. And like I said, I only got an hour. Yeah, this move is killer. If you're caught in that, it does a lot. And while it's happening, he gains this temporary shield, so you can't really damage him. Because it's a lot of shield. Oh, gosh. I want to get out of it. Yeah, see that shield? That's insane. But it goes away, like, right after. So all you have to do is wait for that. But, yeah, so whenever you see that move being used, it is best to just get out of its way and then wait for his shield to be gone. And it doesn't take that long, so... Well, I don't use his grapple hook very often, but for flying enemies, it's a lot of... Oh, see, that's why I don't use his grapple hook very often. It's fun to use, but it Alright, I don't know what happened there. My controller died, and it, well, I know what happened there. My controller died. And it got me killed. I couldn't, I was just running around in a circle. Just, but, yeah, this video was really for putting out that thing about my perception. And again, that feels like the wrong word, but that's what I got. And if somebody gives me a better word, that'd be great. But that's it for this episode. Um, but one of the things I want to say is I know this with a lot of uh, streamers, YouTubers. They give their fan base a name, and I wanted to give you guys a name based on that perception. So you guys are my light in the void, which sounds so cheesy, but maybe I'll find a way to make it not sound cheesy. Because I'm really not a cheesy guy. I typically hate like cheesy scenes in movies and stuff. But that just it'll make the fan base feel more personal to me. And I'm saying fan base like there's going to be one. Like I do want this channel to grow, to get somewhere, and I know anybody who starts a YouTube channel, like they want that too. And so it's not bad for me to say that. But yeah, that's what I wanted this video to be about. So that'll probably be the only video for this for today, because I have to go to sleep. I got home from work not too long ago, so I really got to go to sleep. I've been up for a long time. So good night, even though it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Good night, and hopefully this video gets some views, because this one's important to me. Alright, that's it for today. Bye, guys.